What's going on, everyone? Back here with another video. My bad it took me so long to, post another one. But I just ain't want to force nothing, you feel me? But everyone who watched my first video, thank you for taking the time to watch it. I didn't mean it for it to be that long. For those of y'all who responded and said it helped you out, it does my heart well that my experiences and what I've learned from those experiences can help somebody else too. So it makes me feel even more fulfilled that I went through it, because it not only helped me, but it helped somebody else. You feel me? And from the first video, I got a lot of questions, about certain things that I covered, because I was just talking. You feel me? So this is gonna be a more specific topic. And somebody asked me something and it really intrigued me. And they were like, "Yo, everybody says you gotta be comfortable being uncomfortable and stuff like that." And it's a very cliche term now, but they was like, but no one ever tells you how. You know what I'm saying? And so I really thought about that for a long time, and I came to a few points that allowed me to get to that point of really being okay with being uncomfortable, because I know it's gonna lead to something else. That's what I'm gonna talk on today. But the first thing about that helped me to be able to be in an uncomfortable space and be okay with it is having a disciplined perspective on what I was doing and the purpose of why being uncomfortable was okay for me. My dad told me you gotta have a disciplined perspective, meaning no matter what you're doing, when you're going through whatever walk you're going through, and you hit roadblocks and you hit speed bumps and stuff like that, you gotta be able to know that the end goal, what your end goal is, and you gotta be confident that you're able to attain that. For example, I moved from Orlando to Houston, literally just like that. And I was okay sleeping from couch to couch, you feel me? As long as I knew, I was confident, I had the discipline to know that, hey, I'm doing this because my end goal is more valuable than being comfortable right now. You know what I'm saying? And some people are fortunate enough to have a goal to where they can be comfortable and still chase it. That's dope. You feel me? But for most of us, that's not really the case. You have to give up a lot in order to sometimes only move up an inch in whatever you're doing. And I'm here to tell you, yo, that's fine. That's good. I've been there, done that. I done been with a college degree, sleeping on a couch, you know what I'm saying? Being locked out of the house because somebody forgot to leave the key under the mat. Dog, at the end of the day, you look back on it and it's yo, that turns out to be a dope story, you know what I'm saying? And so you got to have a disciplined perspective, and that's through doubt, through people coming at you, trying to crush your dreams because they pushing their insecurities on you. Yo, you got to know that, yo, I'm good. I'm willing to go through this. And I would say that the next thing that helped me, I had to devalue other people's perspectives. As humans, we are so vulnerable to wanting to be liked and wanting to be agreed with and stuff like that. You have to get to a point where it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Because encouragement can make you too high, and then discouragement can put you too low. So you're not staying in that golden median and being able to take everything that you're going through at once and properly progress. Because I'm gonna tell you, encouragement makes you feel like you're entitled for something, like you deserve something. Nope, I don't believe anybody deserves anything. I believe you work for it. You feel me? You put in the work. You show the respect. You gain the relationship. So you put in the work to ultimately get whatever is for you. You know what I'm saying? No one deserves anything. Going back to the perspective thing, once I was solidified and not caring what people thought, that allowed me to be in uncomfortable spaces and be okay with embracing the process at that time, because then I wasn't worried about what anybody else was thinking. And a lot of what we do because it's human nature. You feel me? A lot of what we do is either consciously or subconsciously influenced by what other people think if you're not totally secure and have that disciplined perspective on what you're doing. And you just have to get to the point where you realize, like, yo, no matter what they think, they can't affect me. Saying, like, you have to get to a point where you really look at it as just being words. And at the end of the day, the next thing is you gotta have confidence in the work that you put in. So if you put in the work and somebody still says, yo, you a bum, or you can't balance this, or you can't pursue this business, you can't do this, and you know you put in that work, you gotta brush off what they saying, man. Because ultimately, if they affect how you move, then they control you. You feel me? I know everybody heard that if somebody controls your attitude, they control you. It's the same with your pursuit for your dream. If they control how hard you going or how much doubt you have along your path, that means they control you. So no matter what, you gotta encourage yourself. You gotta be set enough in yourself to keep pushing, no matter good or bad encouragement. And if you put in the work, you gotta trust that work. And I remember like one of my favorite professors was like, look, if you put in the work and I see that you're studying and you doing all this and you get a C, you gotta be okay with that C because you put in the work for it. You know what I'm saying? So the same with the pursuit of your dream. If you put in the work for your dream and you know you stayed up and read all the books, you know you stayed up and watched all the podcasts, listen to all the TED Talks, you know, and invest in the time and knowing your craft and mastering your craft, forget what anybody else thinks and forget and no matter what level they're on. You got to believe in you, because eventually somebody's going to see and respect the work that you put in. I'm a walking testimony of that. Like, man, my first deal, I walked in the gym late and didn't know anybody was going to show up. There was an owner there, and I trusted the work. I wasn't too high, I wasn't too low. Went out there, balled out, and got a contract, and she sent me an offer that night, you know? Because I didn't care, because there was people telling me to stop. There was family telling me, yo, just get your masters and do that. But I know I was gonna live with regret, and there's many things I can do, but I cannot live with regret. And that's that disciplined perspective. I knew what was for me. So those are the first three tools first three things I had to gain a proper perspective on changing in order for me to be able to live uncomfortable. And another thing is, don't compare yourself to nobody else. I know people hear that shit. Oh, I cuss. I know people hear that, you know what I'm saying? But you really get down and deep into it. Like, if everybody had the same timeline of when they would be successful, one, this would be a boring world, and two, everybody would be on the same level. Just call it what it is. The fact that there are so many success stories and there are so many ways to get from point A to point Z, like, you have to embrace the fact that, okay, this is going to be my book that I'm writing because I'm different than them. They might have different attributes than you. They might have different connections than you. They might have started earlier, might have started later. Who cares? You have to be confident in your own timeline. And that comes from discipline perspective, not caring what anybody else thinks. And it comes from ultimate confidence in your work ethic, that it's eventually going to pay off. And keeping tunnel vision of knowing that, hey, I'm on the right path because it's in me and I'm able to put in the work and I'm constantly progressing in who I'm meeting and the levels that I'm getting to get to my ultimate goal. And it's all comes with self-confidence. And in order for you to do all this stuff, you got to be sure of who you are. Once again, you got to be sure of who you are, and don't care about making anybody else uncomfortable because you're okay with who you are. Listen, there have been many times in me growing up that I've had to apologize for me being confident in who I am, not being cocky, but confident. And like, I got to a point where I don't apologize. Like, don't ever apologize for being set in who you are. Oh, and sometimes people are going to misinterpret it as being disrespectful because certain things you're not going to tolerate. It's okay. You know, it's okay. For those of y'all who get it, yo, we on the same page. Those of y'all who don't, and y'all think it's cocky, y'all think it's... Keep on living, you feel me? I say that in the most humble way possible, because at the end of the day, people that aren't sure of themselves can be manipulated by anything anyone says. And I'm not that person. My circle are not comprised of those people. The people that charge me up to do this, those are people that are sure of themselves. Yes, we don't have it all together, like with what we're actually doing, but we don't believe you're defined by what you do. We believe that you're defined by what you can give, the insight you're able to share, the impact that you have on people that are younger than you, the wisdom that you passed on that people entrusted you with. It's all about impact and legacy. Man, we don't care about commas, even though we like it. But some of the most impactful people didn't care about commas. It just came. And that's the track that we're trying to be on. Being set in who you are is not anchored in what we do. It's anchored in the impact that we have on people. And look, don't care about how it looks. Don't care about how it looks. That comes back to discipline perspective, because I'm in it now. Hey, it ain't gonna be like that always. Just a little tidbit. I went from one couch, going through Hurricane Harvey, went to a cot, going home for Christmas, coming back, living with my current roommate now in his 1-bedroom apartment on the couch. Got signed to a deal, moved in with my cousin, and now I'm in a townhome. Like, all that stuff paid off for another aspect of my life, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still constantly living uncomfortable to get to my ultimate goal, you know what I'm saying? And so, look, man, it's possible, but you got to believe in yourself. You got to be set in who you are. And so hopefully this helps somebody out about how to live uncomfortable. All of this, it comes down to confidence in every aspect of your life and what you're doing. And I'm not saying this to show off. I'm saying this because it's possible. And we still climbing to where we want to be. Look, man, you got to enjoy the process. That's that discipline perspective, because at the end of the day, it's all going to pay off. So having a discipline perspective, devaluing outside perception, having confidence in the work that you put in, not comparing yourself to anybody, trusting your own timeline, and just being set in who you are. Like, look, man, I'm telling you, all that stuff is comprised of what it takes to live uncomfortable. Those core values of just having the ultimate self-confidence and being set in who you are and what you're doing, and know that what you're doing is of value, is meaningful. That's what I got. Look, my message to everybody, keep on pushing. If it's in you and you moved on it and you feel like you've progressed in it and you can't go to sleep without thinking about it, keep going for it. Hold that follow through. Shout out to my dog KO. And thank you once again for tuning into this video. Hopefully it's gonna help somebody, and we about to make a move with this remedy thing too, you heard me? So yeah, but everybody have a good day or evening.